This is a 2026 BMW X3 M50. Look at this beautiful Vegas red. You can see the front. What do you think of the new look?
The only present I ever want again for my birthday is a tank of gas, because seriously, what is this? This is supposed to be the cheap place.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we got a lot of different clips we're going to react to. We're talking about bad car deals, gas prices, high interest rates. We're going to do it all today. So if you're new to the channel, man, hit the like button, subscribe. I ain't going to do too much talking. Let's get right to it. Let's go.
So I got a lot of hateful comments in this video that I posted showing you guys the kid that's paying $722 a month on a Nissan Kicks. So just to show y'all, Santander is the bank who approved it, and I'm going to show y'all how we got there. They approved it only for 60 months at 18%, and they put $1,000 down. Once we move over to this side, you guys can see with the $1,000 down, their payment is $721. Their selling price was only $25,201. So they were first-time buyers. They had absolutely no credit. Without them getting any gap or extended warranty or anything, let's hop onto this calculator.
18%.
So there's the selling price. There's the months, 18%, 1,000 down. That's including taxes, title, and licensing fees. So that's why I zeroed these out. Calculate them. Come over here, it's gonna show you their payments of $614, right? That's not including any extended warranties, gap, or anything like that. Now with the gap, extended warranties, and the tire and wheel protection, this is the new selling price at $29,450. Calculate that. That's how we get to that payment right there.
That's
$722 a month. And obviously they are paying 18%, which is max interest rate on a new car. That's the amount they're paying on interest.
That's a rip-off right there, guys. 18%. He added a warranty on a brand new vehicle. He said they got the wheel and tire package on a Nissan Kick. I see if it was a Lexus or maybe a BMW, but a Nissan, man, they got robbed, bro.
It's a 506 credit. We tried a new car with rebates to see if that would get them done. Did not get them done. We're trying with a used car now. This is an interesting unit. 196 days in stock. We're losing 11 grand on the car. Now, why are we doing that? Cost of doing business. Sometimes a car stays in stock too long. We do too much work to it to get it right for the customer. That way we're not selling garbage, and we put too much money into it. It's worth about 35 to the bank. We're selling it for 27.6. That's going to put him in a beautiful scenario. If he doesn't get approved in this fashion, it's very likely he will not get approved in any fashion.
I actually have him waiting for me right now. We've been through about 2 different vehicles with him. His only problem is he can't fit into the cars. Something new for me to overcome because I haven't dealt with anybody like that yet.
Can he prove his income?
Yeah, I have his W-2s and everything.
I do have an approval, but they want proof of income, which this will come in handy. Wants a pay stub, and they want him to trade in his open auto. Is he trading in his open auto?
I could probably get him to.
All right, let me try a couple more banks. Let's see if he gets it done. All right?
On it.
See, they about to run his credit through like 20 banks trying to get him approved. You got negative equity, man. Some of those banks will not pick up the deal. And that's why you got to do your research before you go to the dealership. And also, he should have been testing some cars. That's why I always go to CarMax to try to figure out what kind of car I want. That way I'm not at the dealership trying to, you got to test drive this car, test drive that car. You just wasting a whole bunch of time. And that's how they end up getting you, because they get you tired. You get back there with the finance person, and you end up signing up for anything.
They too high country Tahoe?
Yes, sir.
What is their trade?
18 BMW.
Geez, it's got 140,000 miles on it.
Yes, sir.
Tough part here is that we're going to be carrying a little bit of negative equity. They owe 14.8. It's worth probably 5 grand. It's like just a little 3 Series, and market's not too strong on those. And that's like almost 10 grand in negative equity. They're trying to buy a used vehicle. It's going to be pretty tough. The good news is this Tahoe has a massive book value. We're selling it for 43 basically, but the book value on it is 52, which is an incredible spread. So at least we're going to get a little bit of a good advance there. What'd they say about the cash down?
They said they may be able to come up with a little bit of cash, and they did understand they was going to have some negative equity, but I don't think they was going to think that much of a negative equity.
Okay. And how about payments?
Yeah, like $1,000 max. It was trying to be false payment.
How's the credit?
One of them was in the 700s.
Okay.
And one was in the low 6s.
If you had to get them for some money down, what do you think we could get out of them?
Probably roughly about 3.
Okay. Book value is 52,950. So a bank would finance 58.2 on this vehicle. They've got 10 grand of negative equity, but we're only selling it for 42. So I think we might might be just right there. I think we're gonna need a little bit of cash down, but let's submit this deal across. If we could get a little bit of cash down going on this, I think we'd have a lot stronger chances of approval. Just tell them, hey, we got to submit it first, but we don't want to submit it without the cash down on it because we don't want to get a rejection and then have to fight back uphill.
From your experience, do you think I should tell them more about the new trucks that might have some rebates?
A new truck's going to advance a lot more, but if we're fighting $1,000 payment max with $10,000 worth of negative equity, we're going to be in a tough spot because the good news here is our Tahoe is priced at $43,000, right? If you had 10 grand onto that negative equity, this is for simple math, you're only financing 53 grand. You're going to pay some taxes and some fees in there too, so let's call that 55 grand. Then if they were to put some money down, that's going to come down a little bit. I think if they're willing to get to the 1,000, they could put a little bit of money down. I think we could get a car deal here. I don't want to commit them to anything that they're not comfortable doing.
Yes, sir.
So let's go see how much money we can get out of them for down, you know, because that's going to reduce the amount of debt that they're going to be financing. Go grab that, come back, and then we'll go from there.
All right, will do.
Okay, buddy, thanks.
In a situation like that, man, it's best to go with a new car because they're gonna have more rebates. They great finance a used car with negative equity. That means if they ever try to get rid of that used truck, they're gonna be in even more negative equity. You feel me? It's like I say, it's a snowball, man. This negative equity stuff is no joke. And as you can see, everybody's dealing with it. Everybody's dealing with it, especially when you buy a new car or you try to finance a used car and you roll the negative equity into a used car. That's crazy. Ain't no way, son.
Got it. A 476 FICO. Approved.
That's crazy. Look at that, Westlake. I told y'all Westlake will finance anything. 476. And what's the interest rate? 15.8. So basically 16% contract rate. Westlake, I'm telling you, anytime a dealer comes back and they say Westlake is going to finance you, just go ahead and know your interest rate going to be super high.
Payment?
$1,000.
My truck's $850.
$777.
What kind of car do you drive?
BMW. I drive a Ford Explorer 2015.
How much is your car payment?
$578.
Mitsubishi Eclipse crossover. Mine's $550 at 6 years.
2021 Jeep Wrangler. I had bought that brand new. I think it was $333 bi-weekly.
And I told y'all, that's a lot of people paying some crazy amounts for their vehicles. I mean, it's going to get worse, especially right now. The weather about to get, super warm, about to be nice outside. People going to just be signing up for any and everything.
This is how much I pay for my 2023 Dodge Challenger GT. Okay, so the original starting price for this car was $30,000. However, before this car, I had a 2024 Jeep Wagoneer S. Okay, so the original MSRP for that car was $67,000, and they only gave me $42,000, leaving $25,000 out of my pocket. So obviously, I didn't have $25,000 in.
Wait a minute. He paid $67,000. They only gave him $42,000. Hold on, bro. Let me go back. That's out of control, man. Ain't no way.
Out of my pocket. So obviously I didn't have $25,000 in cash. So I rolled that $25K over to the next car, Jeep Wagoneer S. Okay, so the original MSRP for that car was $67,000, and they only gave me $42,000, leaving $25,000 out of my pocket. Man. So obviously I didn't have $25,000 in cash. So I rolled that $25K over to the next car. So the final price for this car came out to about $55,000. So for a car that I should be paying about $500 a month for, I pay $806. Okay, now obviously the car payment is not the only thing I pay. I also pay insurance and gas. Okay, so insurance for this car came out to about $210 a month. Okay, by this point, we are at $1,016. All right, next up is gas. And for that, I pay about $450 a month. Okay, so you might be wondering why I pay so much for gas. And that's actually because my school is 40 minutes away. So I put a lot of miles on this car every single day, resulting me to pay a lot of money in gas.
That means he should have bought a daggone Honda Accord or a daggone Camry or something. If you know your school that far away, why would you go and buy a Dodge Challenger? Even though it's a V6, that car still has 300 and something horsepower, so it's going to burn a little gas. That is crazy, bro. You need a 4-cylinder.
Okay, so that brings our total up to $1,466 a month. And so for a car that's worth about $30,000, I am paying $1,500 a month. So you might be wondering how I can afford this at my age. And the real answer is that I can't. So my dad pays half the car payment, which is $806. So he would be paying around $400. Gas is on me and the other half of the payment. So what comes out of my pocket per month is around $850 a month. Okay, wow. So if I were you, I would take this as a lesson to not make bad financial decisions, because I'm 17, spending $850 a month.
That's crazy, man. That is out of control. If my son would have came to me with some nonsense like that, I would just laugh in his face like, you must be out of your mind. That's the problem right there, man. I know parents like to spoil their kids, especially if they're doing well. I mean, I could easily go out and buy my kids brand new cars. Well, I'm not gonna say easily, because I don't have it like that. But that's something you can stretch out and do if you wanted to, or if I wanted to. But I just don't think it's necessary, because you're just putting them in a bad situation, because you don't know what could happen to you. I could get sick and can't work, or something happens and my income decreases. You feel what I'm saying? And now the car end up getting repoed. So I just don't recommend that. That's wild.
Land Rover has depreciated over 90% since purchase new. Despite the fact that this car only has 127,000 miles, this car has depreciated over 90% from its initial new MSRP. That's now crazy. In 2026, Range Rovers are easily over $100,000. But based off of all of the evaluations that we're looking at, this car is ranging in value anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000. My experience, these are awesome cars to own two different ways. You could either buy them used and let the first owner take the depreciation, or you could lease them new. They'll make great cars on the first few years of its life. But besides that, owning a Land Rover or Range Rover in the long run just ends up costing a boatload of money. That's why I love Honda and Acura, because you could buy our cars, keep them for a very long time, and still be able to sell them and make some good monies. It's not to say that Land Rover makes bad cars, but as long as you have the monies to maintain these cars and the patience to deal with having to go to service constantly, then by all means.
I agree. There's no way I would buy a Land Rover, Range Rover, whatever you want to call it. That's a truck you definitely got to lease, because that thing's going to lose value immediately. That's not even a vehicle I'm interested in. Now, I love the way they look. I think they're very nice. Very the interior is super nice, but they just unreliable and they lose value tremendously. I'm talking about fast. Some things hold zero value.
I still can't understand how people go out in social media and are telling people, don't spend money in a car, just buy a used car. Where? How? Okay, what is a $5,000 car gonna get you? I mean, I get it, you just came out of college, or let's say that you're just in a really bad place financially. Yeah, at that point, you don't have credit and you just wanna have a car to take you from point A to point B, right? But point A to point B is your job. Now your car doesn't start in the winter time because the battery died, and then you take it to the mechanic, and next thing you know is the alternator, and all these issues. You start adding those numbers and it's not cheap. And then not just that, peace of mind. I mean, stress, it's a killer. So now you're driving a car that you're worried that's not going to start. So yeah, for people out there that can't afford a new car because they have bad credit, I get it. But for most people, having a good car, a reliable car, is very important for their lifestyle.
That's a typical statement from a car dealership. That's what they tell people who don't know any better. Not all cash cars are going to break down on you. Obviously, you got to take care of them, and obviously, you got to buy a good one. That's why I say Hondas and Toyotas, or any brand. As long as you take care of it, or make sure before you buy it, you inspect it, you shouldn't have any issues. But a statement like that, you can't be, I mean, that's a car salesman for you. This is what they sell to people who are ignorant to the whole car buying process. When somebody come in there and say, no, I want to pay cash for this used car, that's how they try to talk them into buying a brand new car. You feel what I'm trying to say? So you can't feed into that, man. I mean, what he's saying, some of that is true, but you got to look at your situation and know better. You feel me? That's how people drive in for oil change on a 23 and end up driving out in a brand new 26. Listen to this nonsense. End up in more debt.
On heads to turn, and we got that at Apex Auto. We got exactly what you need.
Luxury, we got it. Like this sleek Mercedes-Benz, ready to give you comfort, power, and style all in one. Muscle, We got that too. Dodge Chargers that roar with pure American performance. Whether you want to cruise in class or turn up the streets, your perfect ride is waiting right here at Apex Autos. Don't just drive, make an interest.
Apex Auto trying to get themselves, man. It's crazy what dealers are willing to do now to sell cars. I'm starting to see more and more of this guy. That's why I show these clips, because they starting to use females to draw in that attention, especially on social media. And I get it. I mean, I dig it. I mean, it works. That's how it works, man. You got to do whatever you got to do to sell these cars. It's just interesting, guys. That's why I use those clips, because that's what they're doing now, especially for us guys. They know females will bring the dudes into the dealership quick. So don't get fooled, guys. Y'all be on your P's and Q's, man. Don't let these bums trick you out, put you in a trick bag, have you signed up for 18% interest rate.
I'm lying, guys. It's real. People out here taking pictures. They don't even believe it. $8. $8.21. You might as well get you a horse. Feed is me.
That's wild, man. $8 for gas.
Y'all, almost $50 to fill up my 2023 GMC Terrain. It's crazy. That's crazy. Dude, I remember when I used to be able to fill up, like when I was in high school, and my dad would give me $20, and I would get almost a full tank of gas on $20, and then he started giving me $25, and I did get a full tank of gas with $25. Not anymore!
Them days are long gone, especially right now, guys. All this stuff ties in together. That's why I'm showing these clips. You get a high interest rate, high car note, higher insurance, now gas super high. It's all connected, man. And I'm making these videos so people can see what's really going on out here. So you can't don't let these dealerships blind you, man, with all these sales tactics. This is the stuff you got to think about. So make sure y'all get my checklist, guys, and the link is in the description. The questions you can ask, it's a PDF, so you can download it. You can take it with you to the dealership, and you can look at it, and you can see what questions you should be asking and things to look for. Link is in the description, guys.
This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bull.
Hey, man, that is crazy. $86. Oh my goodness, this get crazy out here, guys.
Why did I just spend $73.62 on gas? I always pay like $50. Oh?
Oh yeah, it's real out here
now. Are you?
Yes, indeed.
$4.69?
Not again.
Are you out of your fucking mind right now? Oh my gosh. Am I driving a fucking truck? Oh my god, this is a Nissan Altima. Oh, I was gonna buy snacks. I did not just pay 73. No, guys, this has to be a joke. Oh, I'm about to go rob the gas station at this point. The fuck? Oh my gosh. I basically spent $100.
This is the worst $100,000 we've ever spent.
I've been driving the Cybertruck for almost 2 years now. Here's my honest review of the most controversial car on the road. Our Cybertruck is a foundation series, one of the first Cybertrucks to hit the road, and it is rife with build quality issues. The issues with this car range from warped faux leather pieces to the tire caps falling off a week after being placed on, not to mention all of the car tires needing replacement a year into owning the car due to how heavy it is. And don't get me started on the recalls, including the infamous pedal accelerator issue where it would just get stuck. The sun visor does a lousy job of protecting you from any sun, the windshield wiper barely works, and there's a massive blind spot in this car that nobody talks about. And today, our overhead console broke. On top of all the build quality issues, the Cybertruck has become some sort of political statement, so I get flipped off constantly, and someone once placed a snot at the Cybertruck window.
So yeah, guys, a lot of people, man, regretting some of the vehicles they have purchased here recently, man. A lot of people just jumping on trends, just buying things because, first of all, they think people going to look at them a certain way because they have that particular vehicle. And again, people just want to buy something because it's something different, not really realizing the total cost of the vehicle. The Cybertruck to me is a waste of money. If you have like a rental car like Turo or something like that, I think it makes sense. But for an everyday commuter vehicle, it's just crazy. You can't even park it anywhere. So I just feel like this is a stupid car to have. but that's just me.
Graveyard, all dealer buyback in lemons.
There you go, BMWs. That's crazy. Look at all them BMWs. Buyback. Wow, man. See what I'm saying? They pump these vehicles up and make them seem like they, super reliable. And these vehicles are, you're somebody because you're driving this particular type of vehicle. And look, things ain't nothing but buyback lemons, just sitting in the parking lot waiting to be repaired. They probably end up just crushing them. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't sell them. That's why I say, man, don't rush out here and buy these cars you can't afford or buy a car just because somebody else has one. Make sure you're doing what makes sense. And again, guys, link in the description of the checklist. You can take it with you to the dealership. So all you got to do is download the PDF, and it's going to give you all the questions you need to ask. Again, I've been getting a lot of good feedback from it. So today's video, guys, was kind of all over the place, but they all tie in together. Because you got to think about gas now. You got to think about the price of these vehicles. You got to think about the interest rates. You have to think about insurance. You got to think about all this stuff, the total out the door price of these vehicles. Can you fit in the vehicle? All this stuff matters because once you sign on that dotted line, you're stuck with it. So if you're new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe. I appreciate y'all watching. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.